Why do ants walk in a line or a queue? How does ant work in a queue? Why do ants follow one another in a queue? Ant follows the path of existential magnetic field generated by their queen. Every ant has two antennas, and both antennas are cables to pass the signal's message, detect the field, and receive the signals. Even those ant who have one antenna because other might got damaged or born with one can also perform all the task of the pass, detect and receive. Queen is also the same as a normal ant because she can generate the high magnitude of existential magnetic field in respect to other ants. That's why she is a queen. Sometimes you may find that their queen can be of a different kind. The one who has high magnitude will be their leader. This doesn't mean any ant with high magnitude will become their queen. There should be the same range of indexes in which they all can work. Above or below, they won't be able to receive, detect and pass the signals. Suppose there is an ant who has almost high magnitude but slightly less in comparison to queen. In that case, she will also follow her queen unless she loses her path by any other uncontrollable circumstances. She may try to build her own leak, but because of comparable magnitude, she will not. This doesn't mean she will leave her queen by herself or someone or queen will remove her. This does not happen in ants. They are not like humans. They can't think dynamically because queen herself lives in the intoxication of field and sometimes die, and when she die then you might have seen that everyone lost their path and start moving in a random direction. Remember that the human brain also produces existential magnetic field, but it is not that strong, which can control other person's minds, and same with cockroaches, they also produce but not much so that others can follow him/her. Cockroaches' magnitude is only that much that they don't interrupt the path of other cockroaches, and they don't follow each other. Their first task is always to protect the queen, then food, and then they form a nested tree for their shelter. More than O of ants more will be the branches, but no of branches will always remain constant in the nested tree. The no of branches also depends on the magnitude of existential magnetic field of queen. That's why same ant form different type of nest with the different number of branches, because their queen has the different magnitude of existential magnetic field. They only form shelter if their queen's all command is fulfilled. If there is no queen and only a single ant, and if she finds food anywhere, then she will generate a message. If no one detects it, then she goes to nearest as she can, to send a message that she found food, and if no one comes to collect then she starts eating, and if somehow someone comes, then they again stop and again send a message, and if again nobody come then start eating, and if they got any signal by their queen or maybe future queen then they all lift the food and make sure it will reach to the queen. Every ant continuously produces existential magnetic field, so that every ant knows who is stronger and everyone has arranged how much area can she cover. There are always two queues, one is going towards the food, and the other is coming towards the queen by taking the food. Nobody comes with empty hands in front of the queen because they receive the message before reaching her that they have to bring food and exactly where it is. It may also be possible that there can be many food locations are available at the same time, and one ant who is going for food A may go for food B in her second round. If an ant enters the wrong queue and remains there for a long period of time, approx 3 seconds, then she will lose her path and start following others' paths, because they have either flip or flops, means 0 or 1 as input and output. The whole mechanism works in flip 0 and flop 1. They also have a color to perform a task, and they join all their input of 0 or 1 to form a unit and perform the task according to the color. Existential magnetic field always has a color. To see the color, we have to see that field in the fourth dimension. That color has the information. If they get any color, then all ant knows where it is distance from queen to food. This color only saw by them, not by us. You might have seen that the ant who is going for the food for the first time always seems to be lost because she only knows the distance but not the path, and she has to build the path for others so that others can follow one another. The human brain also produces existential magnetic field at high magnitude compared to the comparable body of mass around us. Still, its magnitude is not that impactful that it can act out as an activity. Still, you may notice that if a genius mind sleeps, ant won't come around him/her. Suppose you deliberately kept them beside and slept. In that case you might find them dead when you wake up, or they will never be able to perform their standard mechanism because the genius mind produces the high magnitude of existential magnetic field, which confuses their flip and flop. Disclaimer: for any of my experiments, I have not used ant as an object and did not torture them for my motive. I have recorded all the data through devices that are all designed and developed by me.